Yeah, it's an interesting story. Got room number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgelord. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Flash, very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. He's the judge here anyway. Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well, no opening statement, so... Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end in 3 minutes from now. All gameplay will be cut short because it's inexcusable amount of flashing. Order. Order. Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Bah, must you question everything? We'll be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I call my witness, my decisive witness to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Witness, state your profession. I'm the proprietor of the restaurant Wet Doodle at Cord Lake. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please testify. Wait a second, we still haven't heard who this old guy is. Raise an objection.
Objection!
Wait a minute. Witness hasn't said his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah. I've predicted this trial ended in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. The witness will state his name. Well, I'm not really sure. What do you mean? My memory. Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. He cannot recall his own name. I can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness? Yep. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yep. I was in the restaurant, where I rent boats, as usual. Then I heard a bang, yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. There's nothing to question in my witness testimony. No need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict now. Yes? Mr. Wright? I'm just gonna give it to him? What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well, you may begin. Hurrah! Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma. 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well, then let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. Yeah, your prediction was wrong, so may as well take all the time we want now, right? Night of 24th. That's correct. He was in the restaurant where he rents boats, which he heard a bang. Saw a boat just floating in the lake. You heard another bang. And the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by your window. Let's find out more about the kids. By your window. Yep, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right in there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Wake up, dude. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead. I know Von Karma. He spent time preparing his witness. I'm not going to find contradictions very easily in this testimony. Oh, it's tough being a lawyer. Bang. By my window. Man was a defendant saying, I can't believe it. He's dead. Are you sure? Uh oh. The dad! It's called him dad in court. Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by too. Witness, you sure the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him. That edgelord boy. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Calm. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Hey, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. Flash. I'd better act quick now, or this trial's gonna be over.
Objection!
Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgelord's right hand found on the gun? And the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly. This is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Raise an objection. Objection! Your Honor, the witness claims that Edgelord said, "I can't believe he's dead." But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie, Mr. Wright, in a court of law, evidence tells all. Apparently you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? So good, there's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Why haven't you been out showering under frozen waterfalls? 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. Scott sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. Flash, I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What, Flash? What? No! Humph. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Lord. Guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately. To be held pending trial at higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. But... wait! Who was that just now? Me, Flash. Who was it, huh? What? Larry! What's the flashes? Flash, what are you doing here? Hey, listen, you gotta listen to me, Flash. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. Flash, but today I remembered it. Remembered what? The gunshot. Flash, I heard it too. Flash, order. Flash, what is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. Flash, I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. And anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Order. Order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. Flash, the trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. It could make things even worse. How does he make things worse? Mr. Edgelord was just declared guilty, Nick. Flash, it doesn't get any worse. You're right. Flash, okay. Your Honor. Flash, if there was another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Flash, right here. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? Flash, I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, order you to call this new witness to testify. Flash, now. What? The court will adjourn for 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. Ah, good. Judge got on some balls. Nice. Whew. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgelord. Flash. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgelord. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say there. Well, that was us. Oh well. Larry was at the lake that night. Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Alright. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night. Yeah. Hey, Edward. Flash, huh? You say something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgelord, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. Apparently she sees. Right. Yeah. This might be our chance. Flash, our chance. But Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? Flash, that's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes, 15. Well, and a day. It's day 2. Doesn't the first, however many minutes they spent on it count? Apparently not. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 25th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgelord is right about this being our big break. That night, I was out on the boat on the lake. I was looking for something. I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop dock. Then just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. And we've got the photo that proves that, right? That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Okay. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward. He's out about in the lake, we know this. I don't know what happened. Like I saw the connection. I thought my internet must have gone down. But I think Twitch just had a moment. Are we still having a moment? I think we're still having a moment though. Twitch is like freaking out still. Hang on. I mean, we're doing okay, right? It seems like we're alright. I don't know what you guys missed out. About to cross-examine Larry. Alright, cool. We're good? Yeah, I had dropped frames. I got notification that the stream was down, except it never showed as disconnect and just dropped the frames. So I think Twitch just twitched. Alright. Yeah, you definitely would have flickered because I wasn't getting frames in. Anyway. Larry was out on the boat. He was looking for something and he found it. He heard a bang. He looked over the lake, didn't see a boat. So after he heard a single gunshot, he went home. We only heard one bang, correct? Yep. Well, Nick? I guess I should start working on the contradictions. It's there. She heard two sounds like gunshots. And we also have two photos. But their times are different. Well, wait a sec, Larry. Well, what? Flash. You only heard one bang. You're sure? That's what I said. Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday, Flash, that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening, Flash Flash? Were you paying attention to all what they said? Flash, yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know something's been bothering me? Flash, I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. Flash, so you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts. What? You only heard 1 gunshot. Are you sure? Flash. Well, I'll tell you the truth. I'm not sure. Eh? Not sure, Flash? How could you not be sure? Well, yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. Flash, I was listening to something else. Something else? Flash, my radio, dude. With my headphones. Flash, what? Order! Order! And stop that booing. Mr. Flash Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? Flash is a crime, I listen to the radio. Flash, everybody listens to the radio. What's a big deal? Mr. Montgomery, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness, nor his shoddy testimony. You don't get to accept it, it's testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony? Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Flash bar. Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Yeah, calm. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right. Leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. Flash, that's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening, Flash, to it real booming loud like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. Flash, you were listening to your radio at high volume. Flash, yeah, that's what the big problem. Flash, can a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't it a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe that this testimony... I didn't press objection. Wait, Your Honor, Flash. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Flash, excuse me? DJ? An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio. Flash. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. Can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Me either. Me either. It's lonely. Irrelevant. I was listening to a radio show. Also irrelevant. We already got past the booming loud. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. Is it the time?
Hold it!
What did she say?
Objection!
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. I love how he's like grabbing at his... Like, shut up! What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. No, we don't care. Forget I even asked. We'll go home. No, you should care, Your Honor. Of course we should care. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask him? Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot. Okay, this is fine, because this is the gunshot from the photo that matches up before when there was nothing on the lake. There is one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. That's why I was listening to a request DJ. We're booming loud. Remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. It said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas." I heard the gunshot. We present a this wasn't the well, it's not the same. It's actually the first one, but yeah, that's fine.
Objection!
Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. I don't think it does. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. I'm presenting it as evidence. Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Oh, maybe that's the problem. Is the photos are the wrong way around. That's the first photo.
Objection!
Are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Music stopped. Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Oh wait, that's us, but he's crying, so whatever. Indeed, and? Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But he should have heard the gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see what the time on the photo was when the gun triggered Mr. Hart's camera. Oh, he was shot. But if he was already shot, how could he be talking to Edgelord out there? 12:25, 0:15, 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order, order. What does this mean? Two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. So someone like fired a gun to get the photo, make the photo happen? However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butt's claim he heard a gunshot before midnight? Larry's right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard a gunshot flash before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim? Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Now I give you the other photo.
Take that!
Take that! Look at this photograph. This was taken by a witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh. Flash. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. Flash, camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha. Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Flash, Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem this is the case. Then, where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. There's a fact the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes? No, the air tank was like 4 days earlier. There is no proof the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. The gun was fired 3 times. Once for ballistic testing and 2 for the gunshots. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol is bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. Then was the last shot fired. Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Okay, maybe, and then 2 in the victim? Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, Flash, this leaves me wondering exactly what happened that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why? That really is your job. You know that, right? You're supposed to have found it. I better think of something quick. I'm really glad we don't live in a world where guilty and prove innocent until proven innocent. Like with a 3-day trial and the prosecutor just says, defense has to clear his name. Wait a second. Gunshot separated by 25 minutes. Ah! What's wrong, Flash Nick? I have it. I have it! Flash, huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course. We've only had 2 real cases, and this was the last one. The murder in this case, Flash, had the same idea as the murder in that case, Flash. What do you mean? Flash Meyer? Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgelord's guilty verdict. Flash, I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it. Right, Flash? I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. No, it's been overturned. He's guilty until proven innocent, though. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Flash, right, Nick? Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Disc, disc, disc. So you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgelord himself. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgelord who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness photograph. One defendant, Edgelord, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. Couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit it's hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes. But this assumes the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 15 minutes after midnight. Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgelord could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain what who the two men on the boat are. I've got all my lives. We can just guess. I mean, we can go Hammond and the murderer and Hammond. Or Edgelord and the murderer. It's Edgelord and the murderer. The murderer is firing a blank and then jumping in the water. Of course, it was Flash, Edgelord, and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he Flash assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgelord. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgelord won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgelord to the lake. Now, Edgelord didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. Flash, that's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous. Flash, Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right, it's... Well, it's not Lotta Hart. It's not Miles Edgeworth. It's... I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. No, Flash, you don't know? Bah, again, you waste my time. Flash, I don't know because Flash, he never told us. Flash, the murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop. That old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Flash, where did he do this? Flash, there weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake? Just to shoot someone. May I suggest, Flash, the real scene of the crime was not on a boat. Flash, what? Well then, Flash, where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place. Why would he kill Robert Hammond, though? He's got like 3 days left to...
Take that!
Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Objection!
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night he was out on a lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting heading for home, he hears a gunshot flash. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned the boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on God Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. Slowly. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. But Robert Hammond got that guy off for the murder of dude's dad, like, years ago. So why is he getting off why is he killing his own defense lawyer unless he's gone crazy? It's gotta be, unless there's something else in DL6, but I don't know. We'll find out. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Because they're about the same age. Then he got in the boat with Edgelord and went out into the middle of the lake. Now, who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? Either that or he might not even fired a blank. He just fired it into the water. The boat shop caretaker. Yeah, fired in the water. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgelord on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanation is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. It's not the first shot, because it has to be to create a witness. He wants to make sure that the photo goes off. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness. The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. The girl in the car hears the shot. Then she starts looking at the boat, and she sees the second shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first shot. Next, the murderer waits a bit, flash, and fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself. We called it, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. Someone looking from the edge of the lake. It would appear that one man on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw the attention of the boat. Why didn't the automatic camera take a second photo? Like it got the first one, like, if there's 3 shots out in the lake that night, it should have taken 3 photos. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop, and he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body. 1 roll of film per trigger? No. Okay. Maybe if it takes a lot of photos and she just hadn't had time to change it. Yeah, but then how come there's not a lot of photos? Why is there only 1 photo? Right. So we should have got a lot of photos from the first one, and then a lot of photos at the second shooting. So if that was the case, you know, we would have, depending how far apart they are, the only thing I can think of is, unless it does a progression scan of the lake, when it takes, like, it takes all the photos, it just sort of goes click, 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 click. So it was trying to get the whole lake. Maybe. And he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. Flash, these are the events that transpired that night on the Gourd Lake. Flash, bailiff. Flash, bring out the witness from before. He's missing, Your Honor. That might be over it. No, when I was a kid, a friend of mine, his mum had one of these cameras, and you could do that with, for panoramic. You could either set it to just flash a lot, or you could set it to, you could take multiples and get a panoramic. And the camera, like, line them up. Kind of badly, but, you know, that would have been early 90s. The boat shop caretaker, Flash, quickly. Well, while we're waiting for the caretaker, I'd like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgelord, a few questions. Mr. Edgelord, please take the stand. Mr. Edgelord, you hear what the defense has said? Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Ryder said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Robert Hammond was going to tell him who the murder... but is that dude the murderer? That the dude was actually the murderer? He got the murderer off? And he hasn't suffered brain damage. That's why, the same reason why Edgelord didn't suffer brain damage. The bullet didn't come from outside the elevator. He shot him in the chest and then shot a bullet outside the elevator window to bring in oxygen. I don't know. Something important. I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we're conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. Flash, he isn't at the boat shop either, Flash. What, Flash? Flash, what should I do? Find him, quickly. We can't allow him to get away. Flash, Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. Goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Flash, am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. 7:27. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Yay, Nick, you did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got it out from under that guilty verdict. Flash, and what about Larry? That was something else. Even when Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony, Flash Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Flash, hey Edgeworth. No, wait. It's me. Flash, hey Edgelord. Mr. Edgelord. Flash. Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry. Flash. But I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgelord? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you, to get it off my chest, but... I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgelord? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. Flash, a crime you committed? A memory of murder. Be continued. It's getting good.